Hey you, it's Chelsea again, and this is Self-Love with Jels, episode 4. So episode 3 might have gotten skipped, and that's just because it is still uploading. I was having some trouble with some of the programs that I was working on, so that one is coming. But today we're going to dive straight into episode 4, which is self-love motivation. All right, so this one is kind of tough because the people that I'm mostly directing this to is the individuals that want to start their self-love journey, but are not ready, or they haven't found the motivation to actually start. They know that they want to start, and they kind of know why, and maybe it's just even because other people say you should love yourself. Like me, I say it all the time. But this video is mainly for those that need motivation to start their self-love journey. So starting your self-love journey sounds like a huge task, like humongous. And I feel you there. And I could say a bunch of motivational things, actually. There's a lot of things that I could say that are inspiring and motivated. And actually, let's take a moment to do that. You are capable of self-love. You are a very empowered and this isn't working. Okay, so let's get serious again. We're going to be talking about 2 different things. One, social proof. So the fact that I personally was able to change my life and learn how to love myself. And then 2, what little things you can start doing today to actually begin loving yourself and to finding that motivation for self-love. So 1, my journey. Whenever I was first starting out on my self-love journey, I am going to be completely honest with you. I did not expect to learn to love myself. That was the last thing that I thought would happen. I genuinely believed that I was going to hate myself forever, that I was never going to think that I was beautiful or worthy. I genuinely accepted that I was also going to be single forever. I was doing a lot of all or none thinking, a lot of catastrophizing, and I genuinely just was, I was creating this box for myself, and it made it very hard to make any changes because I didn't believe that there was anything outside of this box. I can't make a box because one of my hands is holding up the phone. So I was genuinely struggling with my self-esteem and my confidence. And I've told you all my story before. So if you've been keeping up with what's going on in my life, and if you've been watching my videos, you know exactly what my story is. I've made so many videos on this. And by so many, I mean 4. And then I just talk about it a lot on social media because it's a big thing. It's social proof. The fact that I was able to change my life and learn how to love myself is proof that you are capable of it too. And I don't want to keep saying that so much that it starts to lose its value, but it's completely true. If I can go from hating myself and genuinely looking in the mirror and just saying the nastiest things about myself, or waking up in the morning and just feeling miserable or like I didn't deserve the day, if I could go from that to where I am now, where I feel completely alive and confident and full of love, it means that other people can do that too. And I actually walk my clients through this as well. And I've seen them time and time again go from these very dark spaces in their life to abundance and love and absolutely living a life that they can love. So, with that, it is social proof that it is possible for you to love yourself too. And now we get to part 2. So, now that you know that it is possible, we're going to take a moment to actually create that possibility. So, actually, give me one moment. For this, you're going to need a journal and a pen. So, go ahead and grab that right now. Okay, so now that you have your journal and pen, we're going to take a moment to dream. And if you are in the position that I was in when I first started my self-love journey, this is going to be incredibly difficult, but once you fall into the flow, it's going to be absolutely eye-opening. Because right now, you're probably feeling stuck. You're feeling like nothing is ever freaking gonna change no matter what the heck you do. And I get it. I've totally been there. So right now, let's put all of that aside. So just take it physically if you can and just plop, put it all to the side and you can come back to it later, I promise. So you're going to open up your journal to a blank page and we're going to take a moment to dream. So when I say dream, we're going to create a vision for what our life would look like if we truly loved ourselves, if we had this unconditional self-love. And that might be difficult to imagine. And also, it might be difficult to start writing things down because immediately when we're creating a vision, we think that it has to do with some sort of commitment. Like if we're creating this vision, we have to commit to it. We have to do it. This is what our reality is going to look like, but not right now. Again, plop that to the side with your insecurities and take a moment to just see this as a clean slate. There's no shoulds. There's no like, I should do this, I should do that because so-and-so said so, or because I learned this online. These are things that I should be doing. Take that out of the equation. And also take out this expectation of if I write this down, I have to make it come true. No, we're not, I don't want to say playing that game right now because it is an actual exercise. Visualization is very powerful, but because you're first starting out and this is finding motivation for your self-love journey and starting your self-love journey, then that's not what we're doing right now. Right now, we are just dreaming. We're just drawing up our desires. So with that sheet of paper, and without the shoulds and without the expectation for commitment, you're going to take a moment to think about what your life would be like if you truly, truly, deeply loved yourself. Like, I'm talking about love, like head over heels, love, love, love. Like I've fallen in love with myself and she's so freaking awesome, or he's so freaking amazing, and I'm so proud to be this person, and I'm living the life of my dreams. Now embody that for a moment. Think about who that person is and step into the shoes of that person. But if you're not ready for that yet, you can look at that person in front of you on the outside. Just, who are you? What are you doing? How are you doing this? So here are some questions that can help guide this visualization activity. One is, what is this person's health like? What does their health look like? What are some things that they're feeling? At least 3 things that they feel that you absolutely desire to feel. What are some things that they are doing that is different than what you're doing now in your life? How are they living their life differently than you're living yours? And then also, what adventures are they going on? What are they eating for breakfast? Really get detailed here. And if you're like me and you need structure, stick to these core things. What does their health look like? What are they doing to stay healthy? What do their relationships look like? How are they communicating with other people as a person that loves themselves unconditionally and wholeheartedly? What are 3 things that they feel? And what is one adventure that they get to go on because of their self-love? Okay, now take a moment to pause me and do that. All right. Did you pause? Hopefully you paused. If you didn't pause, take a moment to pause and do that activity. I'm serious. It's going to be very eye-opening because it might even be the first time that you've actually given yourself permission to give a flying fadoodle about something. I feel you. There was a long time where I just felt empty and I didn't care about anything, but this is going to give you a moment to actually have desires that don't belong to anyone else. And there's no commitments attached. They're just yours. So pause the video if you haven't already and do this activity. The final thing that we are going to talk about today is being gentle with yourself. Because if you are in the place, and I've mentioned this multiple times, if you were in the place that I was in when I didn't have the motivation to start my self-love journey, it is crucial that you be gentle with yourself. This is something that took me a very long time this took me a very long time to learn. I struggled with being gentle with myself. Even though I had a mental illness, I still told myself that I should be doing better. I should be doing more. I shouldn't be sleeping in until 1 p.m. I should be eating healthier. I should be exercising. All of these freaking shoulds and no empathy. I was not kind to myself. And in doing that, that's not going to motivate you to do more for yourself. It is actually going to keep you from doing good things for yourself. And so what you can do to start being more empathetic with yourself is you can start by just being more aware of those moments that you have whenever you start to feel discouraged or disappointed or shame or fear or guilt around something. Allow yourself to have that feeling and don't be upset at yourself for it. Just allow it to happen and be gentle with yourself. And on a similar note, when you set a goal for yourself, especially this early on, things change as you begin your self-love journey. But this is specifically for those of you who have not started your self-love journey and are looking for motivation to start. So one way that you can get started with being gentle with yourself in the very, very beginning, it's going to change over time, but in the very, very beginning is when you set an intention for yourself or a goal, or you decide that you want to wake up earlier or you're going to eat better or exercise today, and it doesn't happen, be gentle with yourself. Allow yourself to acknowledge that it did not happen, and then find another self-care activity that you can do that day instead. So I woke up at 1 p.m. and my goal was to wake up early. That sucked, and yeah, I'm a little disappointed, but I'm going to spend some time doing some art today in order to still get in my self-care. And you can do that for something else. I didn't exercise today and I really wanted to. So instead, while I watch TV, I'm going to do some stretches. There's different ways that you can be gentle with yourself. Don't feel guilt, or I can't say don't. Try not to feel or get sucked into that guilt that you feel whenever you don't accomplish something or do something that you wanted to do. It's okay to feel it. You're going to feel it, but don't allow it to suck you in. Instead, be gentle with yourself. And if you need some sort of trigger word that can help you with that, you can use brainstorm with me. If you think of something, put it in the comments below. But if not, you can use the word either love or curiosity. Both of those words always help change my mind in some way or reframe something. So when you start to have this negative thought, how can I embrace this with love or curiosity? How can I be curious about this? How can I be gentle and kind with myself when it comes to this thought? So, for example, I told myself that I was going to call my mom today and I didn't. And so I feel really guilty and I am a horrible person. And then you start to spiral. Things are spinning out of control because I know exactly how that feels. And somehow you're thinking about your childhood and what went wrong. Stopping yourself in your tracks or finding yourself where you're at and you say, man, those were some hard feelings, but how can I approach them with curiosity, or how can I approach them with empathy? Or you can approach it with curiosity. And when you approach it with curiosity, this is what it would look like. So I'm spiraling, and then, oh, okay, I'm noticing that I'm spiraling. What is something that I can do right now that could prevent me from spiraling? Maybe it's taking a breath. Maybe it's going outside. Maybe it's getting a snack, whatever that is. And then you go do it. So to recap what we've learned in this video, we learned what it takes to feel more motivated to start your self-love journey. And we learned that this is actually a very gentle process. It's not forcing yourself or creating a humongous glow up plan with charts and journals and stuff. It's genuinely just being gentle with yourself. We started with social proof, knowing that if I can do it, you can too. If I can do it, others can too. Because someone else can do it out in the world, it's possible for me too. And then we also talked about creating a vision, an unfiltered, uncommitted, unshould vision. And then finally, we ended the conversation with being gentle with yourself and finding empathy and curiosity in your negative thoughts or feelings. So those are the 3 things that we talked about today in order to help kickstart your self-love motivation. And again, be gentle with yourself if this doesn't happen right away. Just know that every single move that you make, even if it doesn't transform your life right now, all of these things will add up. All right, so that's all that I have for you today. Oh my gosh, my arm's under my dog. That's all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, do hit the like button below. And if you are interested in seeing more things, health, wellness, and self-love, hit the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I post anything new. And then finally, I just wanted to let you know that enrollment is open for the self-love sequence, and I am so freaking excited. So the self-love sequence is my 90-day self-love program that accelerates your self-love journey. Basically, I did all of the research and the heavy lifting for you, and now all you have to do is show up and do the work. And this 90-day journey is specifically made for the goofy empaths in the world that are incredibly creative, the helpers, the people that just want to make the world a better place in some way. If these sound like you and you are interested in having support and guidance on your self-love journey, then look in the description below for more information and instructions on how to sign up for a discovery call with me to make sure that this group program, this one-on-one program, is a good fit for you. All right, well, thank you so much. I will see you in the next video.